and a big welcome to everyone for the first free practice, our first stream for full throttle racing. Friday night, and we've got a free practice session here for Austria, which is the upcoming race on Wednesday at 7:45, barring some load shedding issues, which will be moved into 8:15. So welcome everybody. Let us know in the comment section if the sound is okay. It's our first stream, so this is a nice test for us. So please let us know what the graphics look like and the sound. And I'll take you through practice 1 today. Alright, so let's get straight into this. Let's get on board with Manu. He's in the Merc. Going on to the start-finish straight. We're expecting lap times on the soft tyres of 1:05s, 1 minute 5s. Times have been looking good in the 1:04s, so it's going to be an interesting race to see really who can get into the 1:03s. But once again, this is free practice, so the guys will be testing softs. We'll be seeing what they can do on the mediums, as a lot of guys use the medium tyres for qualifying 2 to get a longer stint in the race in the first part of the race. So just some info on Austria. Lap length is about 4.326 kilometers, about 2.68 miles. And the pole position is on the left hand side of the track, so you've got a nice run down to corner number 1. And it's just one of those tracks where you are almost all the time on throttle. 80% of the time you are on throttle. A lot of downforce needed for this track. It can be very tricky sometimes to do a lot of downforce and sacrifice some speed on the long straights. We've got 2 DRS zones here in Austria, so perfect opportunity for overtaking. This track is well known for overtaking opportunities. And I would say the most key corners for the guys would be obviously turn 1, which is a flat out, almost 4th gear, and then also turn 2. So track limits can play a vital role in Austria as well. So the guys need to be aware of that as well. On board here with one of the pink cars of this year. Don't think anyone will be proud to drive a pink car. But if it's fast, you don't really care what color it is anyway. Good time set there by Nam Bulldog, a 1:06.721. And goes in the pits on the mediums. A lot of guys sitting in the pits here. And we've got a Ferrari on track as well. He's on the harder compound tyre, so it would be nice to see what he can do on the hards. Let's just get you some details up on the channel so you can see what the guys are doing. So as you can see, the 1:06.721 for Nam Bulldog on the medium tyres, which is really good. Obviously, we don't know what fuel levels the guys are running this evening, but a really solid lap put up there. 3 laps old softs on Manu's soft tyres there. It's just 4/10 off of the lead. And then we've got Nam Assassin in third, also with medium tyres on. That medium is about 2 laps old right now. And I suspect that the guys will be really close in this race. I think qualifying is going to be one of the better qualifyings for this year. It will be round 3 for us. Obviously finished off on round 1, which was Russia. Round 2, which was Monaco last week. Oh, and we've got a moment there. We'll try to find to see what happened. The yellow flag's out in sector 2, and it's one of the Ferraris. It is Mr. Wizard. He's had a big moment there coming up the hill. Maybe just need to warm up those softs a bit more. This will hamper a lot of guys on any kind of flying lap that they've got at the moment because of the yellow flags being out. It would be nice to be on board there with Wizard to see what really happened there. But a big moment coming up the hill there. The problems with the softs in these kind of conditions is once they get gravel on, it is so difficult to keep those tires on track. It's like the game is not giving you any leniency on that. And as you can see, he goes off again. Oh, and the barrier, yes, he hits the barrier there. The game is not pleasant when you've got these kind of moments. Those tires are as good as done. I think it would be best for him to pit and get some new boots on. But it's very difficult to get, once you're on the grass with these tires, in the F1 2019 game, it's very difficult to stay on track. DVR still sitting in the pits there. Had a lightning time last week in Monaco. Was one of the favourites going into qualifying. And had a bit of a exciting and full of entertaining race for him. So he's slightly off the pace at the moment, just 2 seconds off the fastest time set on the mediums with Nam Bulldog. And that was also set on the medium tyres for him. One of our newcomers, Mr. LTB, he's in the Red Bull Racing, so it is really a first time for him in the league on track. So we're going to follow him a bit around on the mediums. Ooh, very gently through that turn, going up the start-finish straight. Turn 1 normally is going very wide into 4th and really hammering it down. DRS zone coming up. You've got a long track up the hill towards a very slow corner. Some of the guys get caught out here, runs a bit wide, but really good entry there by LTBR. Good exit straight onto DRS. And this is one of the funny corners on the track. It feels like the car will just drift you slightly all the way to the left. And as you get on the throttle, if you go too quickly on the throttle, you will end up in the sand on the left hand side. But well kept together there by Mr. LTBR. And this is where the downforce really kicks in, is around this section of corners going through here. You can easily just drift to the left once again. And this is probably one of the corners on the track where you will get the fastest make-up time for yourself. And then straight into 4, down on the start-finish straight. Good lap there. Puts him up into 7th, just 3 seconds off the lead, which is not bad for a newcomer. So that's a good benchmark lap for him, and looking to see if he can improve on that. Okay, both are going down on the start-finish straight. Good traction out of turn 1, DRS straight up. And it's almost like this long uphill drive just makes you wait for the sharp corner. A lot of guys take it into 2nd, into 1st. Oh, that was well done. Good traction coming out of there. No movement of the rear end. Once again, DRS wide open. And this is where the downforce will start kicking in on this lap. running a bit on the curb there. Oh, and that can also happen. It's almost like you want to wait for that corner. If you just run it slightly wide, it just doesn't set up the next corner for you. Makes you drift wide, and you will lose a lot of time on that section of the track. But well kept together there. Really fast right-hander here. And he goes into the pits. So Bertha just 2.2 seconds off the pace, 3 laps on those mediums of his. And then a new fastest lap there by Nam Assassin. Wow, really good lap put in there. 106.3 on the softs. We're going to get on board with him a bit. See how that Merc engine handles these DRS zones. Good traction out of turn 1. Nice apex. DRS once again open down on the straight, and it's almost like this third gear right hand is just waiting for you to turn in. Not drifting too wide on the curb. Nicely done. Lot of downforce on there, 80% throttle on that corner, and straight into the pit swim as well. So if you are following us tonight on our first test stream, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for watching. You can also follow us on our Facebook page, which is Full Throttle Racing. Please join the page. You can see all the information, all the standings, current updates on drivers and tracks. Our next track will be obviously Austria, where we're doing the practice tonight. That will be on Wednesday, followed by Silverstone. And I'm going to just take you through the standings so far after round 2, which was Monaco. And I just want to take you through that as well. So after round 2, our driver standings at the moment, the top 3 is held by Nam Assassin in the Mercedes, Avalov in the Alfa Romeo, and Nam Bulldog in the Haas. And quite close together, the top 5 just being covered by about 14 points. So all in it after round 2. Austria is going to be very close in terms of times. I can see the guys doing a 104, 105. Expect qualifying to be a 103, maybe with all your engine modes on high. Yard is also high, so that will give you additional half a second boost on this lap. Might be even more with all those DRS zones, and this track really allows you to overtake, so it's going to be difficult for the guys to do a setup on downforce, compromise straight line speed for corners, but then obviously you'll be susceptible for the guy behind you with ERS and DRS. On the Constructors' Championship, we've got the Mercedes leading the way at 53 points at the moment, with the Alphas just behind them on 46, and then the Haas F1 team on 10. Sorry, on 36, just 10 points adrift from them. Then there's Scuderia Ferrari team, the Rocket Williams Racing, Racing Point, McLaren, Renault, and Aston Martin Red Bull at the bottom, but obviously they only have one driver at the moment with LTBR on there. And he missed last week's race due to load shedding schedules disrupting our league slightly, but he will be on board for next week Wednesday for the Austria Grand Prix. So just take you through our our league races. So we finished off on Russia and Monaco. We've got Austrian Grand Prix next. Then we've got the British Grand Prix, Abu Dhabi, Australian Grand Prix just after that. Then one of the guys' favourites, which is the Canadian Grand Prix, Singapore, which is always challenging, China, and then we finish off this season with the United States Grand Prix. You can get all this information on our Facebook page. Just once again, it's Full Throttle Racing. Join the Facebook page and you can get all this information just by a push of a button. Getting back to some action on track. Very close on top there with Nam Bulldog and Nam Assassin just being 2/10 from each other on the soft. Manu just behind them on the medium tires, just a second off the pace. And you can probably expect on a track like this, between the hards and the mediums, probably close to a second. The mediums being faster, of course, and then the soft tires, you might find another 7 or 8/10 on the soft tires faster than the mediums. So, and once again in qualifying, you've got all the magic buttons to your disposal, or for your disposal in the cockpit, so you can run on maximum engine mode, max ERS. So that's going to be interesting to see. So just over 16 minutes gone in free practice here in Austria. Nam Bulldog still leading, Nam Assassin, Manu in third, Berta in fourth, DBR in fifth, Wizard 6th, LTBR 7th, ITZ Burnout on 8th, and Senior Ghost on 9. Just want to see who's on track here. Let's have a look at the Renault from Gia Berta. Currently just 1.3 seconds off the pace on the soft, so he's got some work to do on setup. And this is what practice is all about. It's really not about showing your hand so early. It's just getting a setup right that will make you feel comfortable on this track for 30 odd laps. Not as demanding as Monaco in terms of corners and focus, but once again setup will play a vital role here. As I said before, compromise straight line speed for downforce, or you can play around with your front wing a bit and not be so susceptible to the guys behind you in the race when you have to manage your ERS all the time and your fuel mix. Ooh, someone's gone off there. It looks like DBR not having the best of times at the moment in this practice session. 1.6 seconds off the lead on the mediums. He's just come out of the pits. It's not going to do those tyres any good being on the grass so early. Yellow flags in sector 2. And I can't really see anyone in sector 2 going through. So while we're following Gia Berta around in the Renault on track, so Austria really came back to the F1 calendar in 2014. That's just after the A1 ring was on the calendar. The track was bought over by Red Bull, with a landmark obviously of the Red Bull sculpture in the middle of the track. So in 2014 they started racing here. And the track was designed by Herman Tilke, which is it's not the only track that he's designed in the Formula One calendar. Very known for his track designs and very famous for that as well. Please feel free to pop some comments on the comment section as well, just to see if our comment section is working. So we are to make sure that everything is good from a broadcasting point of view. Tyre allocations for this weekend is, like I said before, it's the hards, the mediums and the softs. And the guys normally use the hards in this session just to get the feel for the setup. Obviously that's the more durable tyre. The mediums less durable, and the softs normally got a lifespan of about 10 to 11 laps depending on which track you do and what setup you run. But as we've seen during the season, the preferred tyre for qualifying 2, which you will start the race with, is normally the mediums, and then it's all out in qualifying 3 with the softs, obviously to determine your grid position. Ferrari being pushed back into the garage here. Let's get on board with LTVR here. 2.7 seconds off the pace on his mediums. Let's get a bit on board with him and follow him around a lap of Austria. Going on to the start-finish straight. Obviously we don't know in this session what fuel mix the guys are running. I'm not sure what engine modes they're running. Going through turn 1 and 4th, DRS wide open. As he will go slightly through corner 2. Now this is not really a turn, but they name it turn 2. Then all the way down into turn 3, second gear. Short shift, all up the hill, DRS open. That will take him right into corner 4. Down into third gear. Second gear just for the rotation. Straight on the power, third, fourth. Goes into turn 6. Good traction there out of that corner. Turn 7. Turn 8. Car stepping slightly out of him there. Now this really fast right-hander, turn 9, and then just a little bit of throttle, back on the brakes, turn 10, straight onto the start-finish straight, and he doesn't improve on his lap. It was a 1:08, so still 2.5 seconds adrift from the guys. But once again, this session is all about setups, seeing what your time management does, getting to know the track. A lot of the new guys in this league will utilize practice sessions to look where their braking points is, and this is one of the tracks where braking points are so important, especially around turn 1 and turn 3, and then obviously turn 10, the very fast right-hander. So this session is really all about getting your braking zones right, setting up of your brake bias, doing some setup changes on your front and rear wing, and also adjusting the differential, which can also make a difference. Just one of the racing points getting a bit in the way there. And Austria being one of the driver favourites, I would say, with the Italian Grand Prix also on that list. Canada, it's always weird that these tracks that's on the driver's favourite list is the tracks with the long straights on. Monaco obviously not anyone's favourite really after last week. Very challenging conditions for the guys. Let's get on board with DBR. He's been having a really challenging session, going off a couple of times onto the gravel and onto the grass on the soft tyres at the moment. These softs, he's just come out of the pits on these softs. We're looking forward to see what he can do on this lap. Very good traction out of turn 8 there. Oh, good section of corners, well set up from the one to the next, and he goes fast with a 1:06.1. Wow, really good time there by DBR. Fresh softs, obviously doing some kind of quali sim here with, we're not sure what amount of fuel he's running with. And as you can see at the bottom of the screen there, Burnout being disqualified from the session for track limits. And you can just see that the racing point setup just looks really good. Straight back into the pits as I suspected. Just a one shot to see how far he can push the car, the track, the brakes, the aerodynamics of the car. But a really good lap put in there, 106, 102, which takes him into front. Nam Bulldog just behind him on just what, 0.05 of a second behind him. Nam Assassin 2/10 off Nam Bulldog. Then there's a bit of a gap between Nam Assassin and Manu, a second off. But once again, Manu was set, that time was set on the medium tyres. And then Geerbeurt on the soft tyres, another 1.4 seconds further drift. As they push that racing point back into the garage, they'll obviously do some setup changes there. See how far they can push that car a bit more. Look at straight line speed. We're going to stay on board here with Nam Bulldog. Just coming out of the pit, you can see he's on his outlap on the right hand side of your screen. It's on the outlap at the moment. He will look to see if he can better that time of 106, 102 and actually get this session back into the 105s. We haven't seen a time in the session of 1 minute 5s, but I suspect that we will see definitely 103s, 104s in qualifying come Wednesday. Nice setup there for this lap. DRS open, the ERS on max, going into corner 1, 4th gear, straight on the throttle, 5th. Oh, and it lifts it off slightly there. Oh, that's not good. Something obviously went wrong there on the house. Günther Steiner is probably not going to be so very happy in the garage. Wish we had some footage of Günther right now. Nam Assassin coming back into the pits in the Merc. He's done 3 laps on those softs, not doing any better on his previous lap. Manu still on the mediums, he's in the pits. And Gerard Botha, he's now out. He's taken at 1.4 seconds off to 1.382. He's on the soft tires at the moment. And we'll see what he can do around this track. He's got some catching up to do. Most of the time it's just got to do with setup. Let's follow him around for a lap in Austria. Down the main, start main straight. Turn 1, 4th, short shift 5th, DRS wide open. And then it's this long wait up the hill towards turn 3, 2nd gear. Hard on the brakes. No lock up there from him, good. And also good traction out there. You can see the car just losing the back end slightly. They're having to fight the steering. Down into turn 4. Good traction out of the corner. 4th gear, 5th, 6th. He's going to try to stay going to 5th. Set this corner up for the next one. Missing the apex slightly, which means he runs wide on that corner, and that just makes this Austria lap so difficult, because once corner sets up the next one, it's almost like Russia, where if you get one corner right and you miss an apex, it just messes up the next section. He doesn't improve on his time, still 1.382 seconds off the pace, and that's it for him this session. Everyone back in the garage. So free practice on our first test stream really done this evening. Just to follow up on our leaderboard, so having a look at DBR, setting a good lap at 106, 1.182. Quite late in the session, just 2 laps on those softs, followed by Nam Bulldog very close behind him, and then Nam Assassin. So this was obviously a test run for our stream, so please let us know on the channel, on the WhatsApp group, how was the graphics and also the sound. So please let me know, so we can improve this and make your racing experience so much better for you. Thank you so much for everyone watching and for tuning in. And we'll see you the next time in qualifying in Austria. Ciao, ciao.